Thank you very much there, Janice. And Time for Money Tuesday, Stewart Welch from the Welch Group joins us, and we are talking about, one of the things we do have to face, we got to pay taxes, and unfortunately we do have to die someday. And when you do that, you don't want your family to have to go to probate court and end up there. What does that mean? Stewart's here to explain that. That is something you want to avoid, is probate, right?
Well, I think a lot of people want to avoid probate. So probate is a court-administered process. So you die, and the court makes sure that your stuff, your probate property, gets from your name to whoever or whatever organization you want it to go to, typically done through your will. So if you don't have a will, the state of Alabama writes that for you. Probate can be expensive. Alabama happens to be a low probate state, but it also is time consuming. It'll take anywhere from 6 to 12 months, in some cases much longer than that.
And it's going to cut into some of what the assets of what you're trying to leave to the beneficiaries, right? Because you have to pay stuff.
There are probate costs, and again, Alabama's pretty low, but there are probate costs, and a lot of people want to avoid it because it feels like a real hassle, and in fact it can be a real hassle. And so the question is, how do you do that? And assets move from you to whoever you want it to go to, let's say children, one of three ways generally. So the first one is by beneficiary designation. So like in a life insurance policy, you designate your children as a beneficiary. It can transfer by title. So if you had your home in a joint name, it's going to automatically transfer, say, to your wife. And then the other property, probate property, like it could be another piece of real estate, is going to transfer by your will. And so to avoid probate, the best way to do that is to literally make a list of every asset you own and then track how it's going to get to who you want it to get to through either title or through a beneficiary designation. So if you own a piece of real estate and it's just in your name and you want it to go to your children and avoid probate, what you need to do is add them as title holders to that, but you have to be really careful because there can be really adverse tax consequences. You don't want to do this without a professional.
All right, now if you have a will, then you want to have a power of attorney. Explain that.
You want to have a power of attorney no matter what. Everybody has to have this. So if you become incompetent through, say, an illness or an accident, somebody has to step in and be able to write checks for you to actually manage your financial affairs. The power of attorney is what allows you to do this. If you don't have one, somebody's got to hire an attorney, go to court, very expensive. You're going to end up with a court document power of attorney, which is going to not be very flexible. And so you want to be sure that you have one. There is a new law, it was January of 12, that updated the power of attorney and made it much more effective. You want to be sure that you have that one.
All right, thank you, Stewart Welch. Appreciate the tips.
Okay, Mike.
All right.